This is a reaction video to the events of June 17th with Union Protectiva's announcement and press release about the lawsuit being filed against Mayor Weber and the city of Santa Fe, but mainly Weber's response because it's more of the same falsehoods and projectionism we've heard for years. Now, let's start with a clip from KOAT's news short.
Doug, a Hispanic fraternal organization is now suing the city of Santa Fe and the mayor for letting a historic monument be torn down. Now, leaders with the Union Protectiva de Santa Fe say Mayor Alan Weber broke the law by spending and attempting to spend taxpayer money to alter the historic Santa Fe Plaza. According to the lawsuit, Santa Fe Plaza and dozens of other historical sites in the state are protected under the 1989 New Mexico Prehistoric and Historic Sites Preservation Act, which prohibits the government from spending public funds to change or alter a historic site. The organization wants Mayor Weber and the city of Santa Fe to restore the obelisk or the Soldiers Monument, which was torn down by activists last year.
And we are here to say to them that there must be consequences if you break the law and disobey the law. And we are trying to protect our history. This is a historical place.
Here's what Mayor Weber has to say in response to this lawsuit filed against him and the city.
This lawsuit is not about healing. This lawsuit is an attempt to fan the flames of division.
Mayor Weber adds he can't directly comment on the pending lawsuit, but he's spoken with numerous indigenous groups and believes this lawsuit wants to create more division. Now, the lawsuit is asking the court to stop Mayor Weber from using any public taxpayer money at the site, with the exception of restoring the obelisk. Of course, I'll have more details about this lawsuit coming up at 6. Reporting live here in Santa Fe, I'm Stella Sun, KOAT Action 7 News.
First off, let's get the elephant in the room out in the open, and let's just say what you're all thinking. What I know you're all thinking. You're thinking, Eli, we saw you on TV, and your goatee was totally not on point. Every time we see you in your videos, your goatee is nice and sharp, but it was kind of a mess. Okay, all right, I was having a bad goatee day. Okay, I'm sorry. Can that be okay? I promise I'll do better. All right, anyway, now with that out of the way, let's read what Weber told the newspapers. This is part of his statement. It seems to me we are in a moment in the country and here in Santa Fe where there are voices who are seeking to divide us and divide the city. These are people who are willing to distort facts and spread misinformation. Their purpose is to promote anger and create division. Guys, if you've watched my In Defense of Santa Fe Part 3 video, you will instantly recognize that that statement is an impressive height of hypocrisy by the mayor. Let's be clear, friends. This is about much more than the obelisk. Going back to 2018, they told us the same thing about the celebration of La Entrada. The argument was, this is offensive, and you need to stop and remove it because Native Americans hate it and it's racist. Never mind that that was a lie and that Native Americans were often a part of it. Never mind that the tradition is literally the celebration of peace. No, lies were made up and believed that it was somehow celebrating genocide. The truth is not even close. It was nothing of the sort. Then we were told that the coat of arms and family crests display that historically hung on the plaza during fiestas was also offensive and should be done away with. Then they came for the statue of Don Diego de Vargas. People with literally zero historical knowledge said that he was a cruel murderer. More lies. More fools spouting off at the mouth about things that they were passionately wrong about. And when you try to tell them respectfully the truth about the great things that conquistador did for Native Americans, they just call you racist. As one guy told me, how can you defend a guy who raped grandmothers? Oh gosh, sometimes you just can't argue with stupid. Next, they came for the obelisk, spurred on by the mayor's statements. Next, they want to tear down Cross of the Martyrs, abolish the fiesta completely, change the name of Santa Fe, and eventually even attack the church. I'm not making this up, folks. All Spanish-related things. And no, it's not the majority of the Native American community. It's a handful of crazy activists, some of which happen to be Native American. And the Native American leadership has disavowed their actions. Back to what Weber said, he's the one in the room distorting facts. Does he ever mention that some Native American governors have spoken out against what happened to the obelisk? No. He pretends that just because he's talked with open radicals, he understands the sentiments of Native Americans generally, but he doesn't. He doesn't even understand that not all Native Americans are the same. He stereotypes them as all the same. He ignores statements official leadership has put out in place of positions of radical extremists that are actually at odds with official Native American leadership. And the result is always the same: more erasure of the Spanish culture, traditions, and accurate history. More division. This guy comes in, starts plowing down the Spanish traditions, heroes, history, and culture. Then when someone stands up to him, he says they're fanning the flames of division. You know, I heard the same kind of language from a bully when I was in grade school. This bully was picking on another kid. Then when that kid tried to defend himself and the teacher walked in, the bully blamed him for his reaction. Tried to make it look like the one defending himself was the aggressor. Mayor Weber is that bully. He may be well-spoken, but he's a bully. I like Jay Baker's take. In case you don't know, Jay is an anonymous leaker somewhere in Weber's circle. This guy thinks he can walk into a city, become mayor, and then chop away at one of the founding cultures, and then when the founding culture stands up for itself, he says they're creating division. He also mistakes the moment the country is having with history as the same as what's going on in Santa Fe. They are night and day different, but he can't see nuance like that. The history of Santa Fe is not the same as the history of the United States. But he tries to drag us into national winds of division, all in the name of woke social justice. Weber is the one spreading the misinformation. Weber is the one distorting the facts. Weber is the one dividing our city. Look, if you're Native American and listening to me right now, please don't fall for the attempts at division between our age-old relationships, between you and your Hispanic brothers and sisters. We can't let fools like this divide us. We can't let radicals divide us. Radicals of any ethnicity. That includes those hiding within our own numbers. The fact is, your Spanish brothers and sisters know you way better than the mayor of Santa Fe does. He thinks you're all the same. He thinks because he talks to some fringe radicals that want to burn Santa Fe to the ground, he understands all Native Americans. But we know better. And the overwhelming number of people in the Spanish Santa Fe community don't like that plaque on the monument either. Let's change it to something that honors your fierceness with updated language that we approve of, that honors you. Making that change and rebuilding the obelisk makes the most sense for all of us. All right, guys, thanks for giving me a listen. Please like, comment, and share this video. If you want my detailed analysis on Mayor Weber, check out my part 3 of In Defense of Santa Fe. I'll link it in the description below. Hopefully I'll have part 4 out in about a month or so. Take care, guys.